Croatia 3-5 Spain, at. Morata and Oyarzabal send La Roja through an all-time Euros classic. Alvaro Morata and Mikel Oyarzabal scored extra-time goals to earn Spain a 5-3 win over Croatia in Monday's breathless Euro 2020 last 16 tie, after La Roja had squandered a two-goal lead late on in normal time. Spain recovered from a bizarre Pedri own goal at Parken Stadium, thanks to strikes from Pablo Sarabia, Cesar Azpilicueta and Ferran Torres, to lead 3-1, with 85 minutes played. However, Mislav Orsic bundled in to give Croatia a lifeline in Copenhagen and then set up fellow substitute Mario Pasalic in the 92nd minute to take an enthralling game to extra time. But Spain dug deep in the additional period to book a place in the quarter-finals, where either France or Switzerland await, with Morata making amends for an earlier miss with a well-taken goal and Oyarzabal adding a second from the bench to settle a game that will go down as a European Championship classic. Profligacy cost Spain in their opening two group games, and that looked like being the case again in Copenhagen after Koch was denied by Dominik Livakovic from a one-on-one and Morata headed into Domagoj Vida from close range. A comical moment followed as Pedri's pass from 49.4 yards was miscontrolled by Unai Simon and rolled into the back of the net, making it the longest-range own goal in European Championship history. Luis Enrique's men responded well by equalizing before halftime through Sarabia's powerful drive after Oyarzabal shot was parried into his path by Livakovic. Azpilicueta put Spain in front with his first international goal by getting in front of Josko Gvardiol and guiding Torres's cross past Livakovic from inside the 6-yard box. Spain gave themselves breathing space 9 minutes later as Torres cut inside and clinically finished off a swift move. With 5 minutes to go, though, Orsic followed up after a scramble in the box to help the ball over the line, the goal allowed to stand following a VAR check for handball inside the box. Then came the dramatic leveler in added time, with Pasalic left in space inside the box to head an Orsic's cross and paved the way for an additional 30 minutes. Croatia started the period of extra time on top and would have taken the lead if not for an incredible Simon stop to keep out Andrij Kramaric, but Morata took down Dani Olmo's cross at the back post and thumped past Livakovic 4 minutes later. Super sub Olmo then provided the cross for fellow replacement Oyarzabal, who also hit the post in the final seconds to tuck home the 8th goal of a sensational European Championship tie and confirm Spain's place in the last 8. What does it mean? Spain edged crazy clash in Copenhagen from the moment Pedri scored the first ever European Championship own goal from outside the box. It was clear this match was going to be one to remember. So it proved, with Spain recovering brilliantly only to then somehow throw away a commanding lead late on in the match, in doing so conceding 3 goals for just a second time in their Euros history. But Spain showed good resolve in extra time and got themselves over the line, with 5 different goalscorers registering for La Roja in a single major tournament match for the first time ever. La Roja run riot Spain were heavily criticized after wasting a string of chances in their first 2 group matches, but they have since put 5 goals past Slovakia and Croatia, making them the first side in Euros history to score 5 or more times in successive games. Oyarzabal and Olmo made a huge difference for La Roja, but credit must also go to Morata, the target of abuse after those first 2 matches, as his 5th Euros goal, which takes him level with Fernando Torres, helped rescue his side. Pedri continues own goal trend. Pedri's own goal was the 9th scored at Euro 2020, matching the tally from the previous 15 editions combined. The Barcelona midfielder was otherwise superb, though, on the day he became the youngest ever player to start a knockout game in the European Championships at 18 years and 215 days, overtaking the record of Wayne Rooney in 2004. Key Opta facts, courtesy of the 8 goals in the game, Croatia and Spain produced the second highest scoring match in European Championship history, after France v Yugoslavia in the 1960 semi-finals, 5-4 to Yugoslavia. Croatia have netted 7 goals at Euro 2020, their highest tally at an edition of the European Championships. Pedri's own goal was Spain's first ever in the European Championships and came at a distance of 49 yards, the longest ever own goal netted in the competition, and the first one ever scored from outside the box. Azpilicueta scored his first ever goal for Spain on his 27th cap, becoming La Roja's oldest ever goalscorer at the European Championships, 31y304d. Orsic became the first substitute to both score and assist for Croatia in a single major tournament match, World Cup and Euros. What's next? Spain now have 4 days to prepare for a quarter-final showdown against either France or Switzerland in St. Petersburg. As for Croatia, they are not back in action until early September with a World Cup qualifier against Russia.